These are the solutions to Melham's Math 75 Exam 2. Okay, so we're basing it off of this. Number 1, interest is principal times rate times time. So 3,000 times 0.07 times 5 is 1,050. Add 1,050 to the original 3,000 and have 4,050. So the future value is 4,050. The interest is 1,050. Number 2, 20,000, left-hand side, new amount equals P times 1 plus RT, 1 plus 0.10 times 6. This is 1.6. Divide both sides by 1.6. So P is 20,000 divided by 1.6, 12,500. Number 3, the I is 0.06 divided by 12, which is 0.005, or you could say 0.5%. N is 12 times 4, which is 48. Number 4, I is 0.12 divided by 12, which is 0.01. N is 3 times 12 because it says monthly, so 36. Plug into the formula. S is 3,000 times 1.01 to the 36, 4292.31. The question asks how much is the interest. So I take the 4292.31 minus the original principal, and the answer is 1292.31. Number 5, 0.06 divided by 4 because it says quarterly. I is 0.015. N is 8 years times 4 times a year because it's quarterly, 32. So S is 1,000, 1.015 to the 32nd power minus 1 divided by 0.015 to the nearest penny, 40,688.29. Number 6, I is 0.12 divided by 12 because it's monthly, so 0.01. N is 4 times 12 or 48. So 200,000 equals R times 1.01 to the 48th minus 1 divided by 0.01. This comes out to be 61.222 and so on. Again, it's easier if you have the answer button. If you don't have the answer button, then type every digit. Divide both sides by 61.22. R is 3266.77. Number 7, I is 0.08 divided by 2 because it says semi-annual. So I is 0.04. N is 12, 6 times 2, 6 years, 2 times a year. So A sub n, plug into the formula, 5,000 times 1 minus 1.04 to the negative 12 divided by 0.04, 46,925.37. Number 8, I is 0.08 divided by 4, that's a 4 there, is 0.02 because it says quarterly. N is 4 years times 4 times a year, 16. 300,000 is R times 1 minus 1.02 to the negative 16 divided by 0.02. This stuff is 13.5777. Divide both sides by that 13.5777, 22,095.04. Number 9, I is 0.04 divided by 2, semi-annual, 0.02. N is 10. Now, you don't have to multiply by anything. It already says 10 equal semi-annual payments. So you don't do anything with the 10. It doesn't say 10 years. You just leave it as 10, which basically means it's 5 years. So we just plug in 10 for N. So 60,000 is R times 1 minus 1.02 to the negative 10 divided by 0.02. This comes out to be about 8.98. Divide both sides by that 8.98. R is 6679.59. And finally, number 10, N is 4. So your table has to go down to 4. I is 0.05. A sub n is 5,000. So 5,000 equals R times 1 minus 1.05 to the negative 4 divided by 0.05. This comes out to be about 3.54595. Divide both sides by 3.5495, or if you have the answer button, then it's a lot more convenient. 1410.06. So you're making regular payments of 1410.06, except for maybe the last payment. So here we go. Period, payment, interest, balance reduction, unpaid balance. 4 periods, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000. Okay, the interest rate is 0.05, So you keep multiplying by 0.05 right over there. So 5% of 5,000 is 250. 141006, 141006, 141006, except don't do the last one. As you can see, it's a little bit different. So out of the 141006, first I have to pay off the interest, 250. Subtract 1160.06. So 5,000 divided by 1160.06, 3839.94. And keep doing the same thing. So take 5% of that, 192. Subtract 141006 from 190 minus 192. The balance reduction is 1218.06. Subtract that minus that, 2621.88. Keep going. 5% of that is 131.10. Subtract 1410.06 minus 131.10, 1278.96. Subtract 1342.92. And now I've reached the last row. Okay, so this one always matches this. You're paying off the loan, right? So if you pay off the loan, the balance reduction has to match this, 1342.92. So then you end up with 0 at the very end. Okay, take 5% of this, round it off to 67.15. Now you add these two, 1410.07. So for the last payment, you end up paying 1 more penny. That's all. Okay, add these up, 5640.25. Add these up, 640.25. Add these up, it should be 5,000, the amount of the original loan. As you can see, it is. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, in a nutshell, you borrowed 5,000, you pay back 5640.25. That's the way it always is when you get a loan. You end up paying more in the long run. All right, so these are solutions to Melham's Math 75 at City College, exam number 2.